Lunch was also delicious again today. I was very impressed.
Yeah, the mac, or I'm sorry, the potato salad, mac salad, or
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
delicious.
that's spot on. We have Elise with us, and Joey's back. I want to let them kind of. We've met Joey before, but Elise, if you can give us your name, what you do, and who you're with.
I am Elise De La Segas. I am with the County of Maui Department of Finance, Real Property Assessment Division, GIS section.
That do you have to have two business cards for that
Right?
title, or is it just front and back?
No, actually, my name is on the front, and the rest of it takes up the rest of it.
Okay, and Joey again,
Yep.
real quick.
Yep, Joey. I'm Joey Furlett, Chief Legal Officer of Cedar Innovations, a home affordability company.
All right. All right, Elise, you're gonna have to expand a little bit because you can't have a paragraph title without some context of what actually you do on talk a little bit about your daily job.
Daily job. I provide support for the assessment team, the appraisal team, the tax max team, Department of Finance, and basically public, right? So all of our stakeholders. I produce maps, experience builder. Really, what I do, the main part of what I do is I manage the parcels in our parcel fabric.
Okay.
Yeah. And then add that information to all of that mass appraisal information that the appraisers have and property technical has, put it together and make sure that people have the information they need.
So you're the magic, you're the person behind the curtain of the parcel viewer, the GIS parcel viewer, and
That's right.
interesting.
Is that all public or available to the public?
Yeah.
Awesome, like through an assessor's website or?
Yeah, actually, there's a whole hub
Oh.
of information. So it takes you to links to forms, and it's got maps in there, and there's like amenity finders and sales comparisons.
Interesting. And I just learned this. The county of Maui is more than just the island.
Yeah, we're the only county that has more than one populated island. We actually have 4 islands,
Okay.
and 3 of them are populated.
Interesting. Okay. Does your map include the one that's not populated?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Always.
Is it not populated because there's a moratorium on building there, or just nobody has moved out there, or?
No.
Or is it a
It's
rock?
Can you not live out there?
It's not populated because it was a bomb testing area.
Interesting.
The whole island is built with unexpected ordinances within 2 miles.
The plot thickens.
Yeah. Okay, so I really want to learn more about that.
If you go on a boat out there, they'll actually give you the warnings on the radio that you might be in an area with mines, and so they tell you, hey, you should get away. I've been out there on a boat, so that's why. I know that.
Interesting.
And I've been on the island too.
Oh wow, no kidding.
Yeah. There's only one bay that you can swim in, and you can only swim out to a certain area, right? And then there's like all these signed pathways and roads that you can be on, and you can't be anywhere else on the island.
Okay, so we're not going there.
Yeah.
It is really pretty
Oh,
though.
I'm
You just
sure.
got to stay on the path.
It's not a suggestion.
You do realize when you say stay on the path, immediately I don't want to stay on the path.
Right. But I don't think you've ever been presented the option of not stay on the path and explode.
Yeah, no, again, I'm not going to go there.
So I know you're a big part of putting on this conference. Talk a little bit about how you got there and the collaboration with the team, and I know great guys like Joey.
So I think have we met first in person? Is this our
Yeah,
third
yeah,
time?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have. Yeah, but we were part of the small crowd that put together the whole conference. It was the HIGICC, HLSA.
Mhm.
So yeah, and Elise, she was doing a lot. She was really pulling the team on a lot of the stuff. So she put in a lot of great effort. So kudos there.
It's mostly like get cracking, you guys. Don't have time for this.
I could already tell, like, based on our email coordination, you are the whip cracker around here. And I mean, kudos to you. I mean, that is a tough job and somebody has to do it.
Whip it good.
Yeah, right.
The fine words of Devo.
So what do you think so far? I mean, mission accomplished? Did you pull it off?
What do you yet. Not a good.
I'd call it a success. I'd say it's a good success.
So what are some of the things you have learned going through the process that you can apply for the next conference?
Clear.
Okay.
My number one would be to start earlier.
Definitely so. Definitely so.
So that means tomorrow for you guys?
Doing the joint conference. So
Yeah. So
say we'll probably start about a year out as my guess. Because we
Alright.
started a little less than a year out this last time. And I think starting a year out would be probably a great way to do things next time.
Too. We all have jobs.
Right.
And we're volunteers. So, this is like on our off time. This is extra. And being on the board of directors is one thing, but being on the conference committee is even more
Yeah,
on
that's
top
where
of
the,
that.
the
That's
work
where the-
actually.
There's a lot more work than that.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm interested a little bit more about your day job and what has the interaction been like because I'm guessing you support most of the departments, plural. How is that being received, and how is the GIS and geospatial data being, is it accepted and valued, and how's the interaction with the rest of the group?
Well, I mean, maybe Joey can tell you, like knowing knowing where the parcels
Yeah.
are and what the parcel information is kind of valuable. But
I guess my question is, do other people understand that as much as you guys do?
oh, you mean like John Q. Public, or you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I think so. Yeah. The real estate agents really use
Yeah.
the site a lot. Uh-huh.
The sites, yeah, and in fact, to even submit for a lot of brokerages, it's standard practice that you actually will do a printout of that whole tax map right,
Okay.
to ensure that everything complies. You have the correct owner on the contract, and that's something that is really standard practice and best practice and standard practice in Hawaii. So yeah, they use it a lot.
Interesting.
But does the average Joe homeowner, know it?
Only when their assessments go out.
Yeah, when their assessments
Okay,
go up,
yeah.
or when there's a problem,
I'm gonna say
there's-
when somebody's
yeah.
like, "That's my tree."
Yeah.
Yep, that's when that happens. But of course, the tax parcel, it's the most important thing is just making sure that it's in the right spot, it's assessed correctly, and that people can identify it. So
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that information, you're pulling from one like tabular database and then using a geospatial database and putting it together so that people can navigate and search and see who their next door neighbor is, maybe, or,
Okay.
We
Well-
call these joins and relation or joins
Oh,
and relates. This is
look
getting
at
real
that.
murky.
The civil engineer is learning things today. What's the future? I mean, is there more data sets that you can pull in, and is there a laundry list of things we want to continue and make this map do?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I tend to be motivated and kind of, I guess, I don't know what the word is. I have big dreams. I dream big. I actually what I would like to see is I would like to see us go 3D. So that we
Okay,
actually
great,
get
yeah.
condominiums in there. Where we also, because the state of Hawaii allows for, I guess it's an agricultural CPR, so it's condominiumized parcel regimes, and you can take one legal parcel and split it up into bits, right? So that they have different owners and different
Okay, yeah.
values and different requirements. I'd like to see that incorporated as well.
Well, space, not only to
Right.
Would you do that with something like Arc Urban, or are you thinking like a AGOL like Scene, or how have you thought about that?
To be honest, I'm not sure yet. I do have a coworker. He's great. He worked for an imagery 3D company, a large imagery 3D company. And so when he applied for the position to work with me, I immediately snapped him up. So that's his task. I'm delegating again.
good
hey,
for
delegating
you.
is a good thing to do.
And is that the plan, to have a full 3D map of the entire island,
Of
or at least
the
where people
county.
are?
Yeah, if at all possible, I think that would be really helpful.
Interesting.
I wonder, so I know Google, for an example, has mapped out most of the major cities and they have like 3D models. I wonder, part of the government, you guys could talk to Google, for an example. Do they already have all that 3D data ready to roll? So it'd be less work and lifting from y'all.
And I can see that potentially happening too. We've also worked with Esri Canada. They put together an assessment analyst 3D um, of some of the condominium complexes, especially things like the vacation rentals, because that really helps the assessors kind of see what's going on. There's so much that goes into assessments, view sheds and sunshine and all sorts of things that go into that. So they put something together like that, but they built it up from like as built, right? And they don't have that information to just pass on to us. I was really hoping that we could just kind of like snag their work since we paid for it, but no, that's not how that's gonna.
You could take, so the 3-depth program, or you guys heard about that? Yeah, the digital elevation program. So you could, if you had the parcels or say your buildings, right? You could literally do some type of effectively take the height value from the point cloud created from the DEM, associate that with the building, and then you can have it extrude the height of the building based from the elevational value from the 3-depth.
Okay.
And so we actually, Arizona State did something very similar to get all of campus's buildings in a quick way.
Yeah.
You know,
And do you also get, the individual rooms inside with their, yeah, that's kind of, that's what we need though.
The individual. That's important,
Yeah.
and the thing is that the numbers don't always line up. So you almost have to have an interior map for some of that stuff because the individual parcels of the CPRs, the condominium properties, they don't always line up with exactly the floor. So you might have it where floor one, units 1 through 10 or 1 through 10, but then it might be that instead of you'd expect maybe next floor, oh, maybe 12 will be the unit 2. No, it'll be just 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
it's making me think of that old movie. I think it's Being John Malkovich, where he's like at the 7th and a half floor.
Yeah. So what else, Elise? What else you want to get out there to? What would you tell somebody about if they asked you how the conference was? What would you tell them?
Tell them that this is a great group of people, and it's a really good opportunity for us to get together. What being in islands in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you don't get a whole lot of chance to collaborate and see each other in person. And so I think this is a really great opportunity for us to really all come together and reconnect, and find out, what people are doing now. Maybe they switched jobs and you lost track of them. They show up to the conference, you found them again.
Cool.
That's good.
What else you got, Nick?
If you had to give any recommendations to other organizations that put on conferences, because it's pretty awesome, especially with the land surveying and GIS collaboration there. Any suggestions for people like you for different states?
Well,
how do you make a good conference?
Well, the first step clearly is good.
The Geoholics.
That was the first step is you bring Geoholics there.
He earned that.
Yeah, he really did earn that.
Go for the bag. Go for the bag.
No, it's really, again, we're nonprofits and we're all volunteers, right? And we started collaborating. I think the two nonprofits started really collaborating on these conferences about 6 years ago. I think this is really our third one. But it went so well and got people together and talking about issues between the two that at first it was like, why do surveyors want to be with GIS people? And why do GIS people want to be with surveyors? And now you don't hear that anymore. You don't hear it anymore.
And I think a lot of that comes down to building the relationships between the surveying and the GIS community. And that's something that the first step probably is to build that relationship. Reach out to your local surveying friend, reach out to your local GIS analyst. Granted, they have very different work styles. One of them gets a suntan, one of them gets a computer suntan.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they're working with the same general type of data, the same general type of principles. And even though, again, I always say the two sides of the same coin. They don't usually touch, but they have a lot in common. They're all made of the same thing.
And do you guys normally do the conference here, or any plans maybe to move it, or does it make the most sense to stay in Honolulu? Uh-oh,
Uh,
this is getting political. I can
and
see their
now,
eyes.
now you have dissected the unity of the committee.
It's an evolving topic on that. But for right now, I think that we do know that the Ala Moana Hotel has been really good to us. And so
Okay.
I think we definitely want to continue to keep the relationship going with them. Now, will we maybe add additional conferences, additional sub areas, et cetera, on other islands? I think that's a definite possibility. And
Yeah,
possibility there.
we're trying to add each county expo every quarter.
Yeah.
So
Oh, cool.
that way Maui will get an expo one quarter, and then the Big Island, and then Kauai the next. That way we're sort of rotating. So
Yeah.
maybe if people can't travel here, then they can attend that one, and that's also joint. So, but as far as like, we did explore other options, but we ended up falling on this one because it worked for us last time so well.
Yeah, perfect. Elise, last question.
Yes.
Been asking everybody. I asked Joey. He had a great answer, so no pressure. Do you have a mantra that you live by?
Mantra that I live by.
Or that you like and aspire to?
Famous quote, a motto,
Could be even crack that whip, you know.
Yeah.
No,
a
no.
funny joke.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Don't make me tell you twice.
All back to the jokes we were making earlier.
It happened.
Ah, see, that's a person. Sounds like a person that makes things happen.
Yeah, that's why you run the conference.
Elise, thanks for spending some time with us. Thanks for all your support and getting us here. And enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Hello, thanks. Good.
Good stuff.
Wherever.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Or they can sit. Yeah, that's fine.
We should get like some sort of picture of this.
Yeah.